Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Jess, and today we are making Disney's Canadian Cheddar Soup recipe from EPCOT'S Canada Pavilion. This soup is a hug in a bowl, and with fall right around the corner, I was just craving it. It's filled with crispy, smoky bacon, creamy white cheddar cheese, onions, and Canadian lager. Serve this with a soft pretzel roll on the side, and you are good to go. So let's get our aprons on and go get started. So to start prepping for this soup, we have 3 celery ribs, and I'm going to finely dice them. This is a pureed soup, so the cuts don't have to be perfect, but you do want to have them in a very similar size so that they all cook evenly. So now that our celery is cut, we are going to do the same thing with 1 medium onion. And again, you want to try and cut them in a similar size to the celery so they all cook evenly. So now that our vegetables are cut, I have a ½ pound of bacon that I'm going to cut into ½ pieces. And when that's all done, we're going to move over to the stove and start our soup. So I have a large stock pot over medium heat, and we are going to cook the bacon down until it is crispy and the fat is all rendered. Now in Disney's recipe, it does not say to drain off the bacon grease. However, my bacon was very fatty and greasy, and it just seemed like way too much to have in the soup, so I drained off most of it. That is totally optional. It all depends on what kind of bacon you have. Okay, so I left a couple tablespoons of bacon grease in the pot, and then we are going to add in 4 tablespoons of butter. And while that's melting down, we are going to add in our onions and celery. And we are just going to cook those until they are soft, about 5 minutes or so. And once those are all cooked, we are adding in 1 cup of flour. And that is going to form a nice thick paste around the veggies and bacon, which is going to be our roux that is going to help thicken this soup. So you want to cook the flour for about a minute or so before we add in our liquid. And once that is done, we are going to add in 3 cups of chicken stock, and we're going to mix it around to break up the roux into the liquid. And we are going to bring that to a simmer for 15 minutes. So as you can see, we have a really thick soup, and we are going to add in 4 cups of milk. Once the milk is added to the pot, you want to keep this at a very low simmer. You don't want to boil the milk or it could curdle. So we turned our heat down to low, and we are going to cook that for an additional 10 minutes. And once that is done, we are going to turn off the heat and add in 1 pound of shredded white cheddar cheese, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and 1 tablespoon of hot sauce. And then we are adding salt and pepper to taste. I found this soup to be salty enough on its own, so I did not add any additional salt, but that is totally up to you. And then we are just using a stick blender to puree the soup until it is smooth. You can absolutely leave this soup chunky if you prefer. And then last but certainly not least, we are adding in a ½ cup of warm Canadian lager. The beer definitely adds a lot of flavor to the soup, but if you'd like to leave it out, you absolutely can. It will still be incredibly delicious. Then we are just going to garnish with some green onions, and it is ready to serve. I really hope you enjoyed coming along with me in making this Canadian Cheddar Cheese Soup from Disney. It is one of my all-time favorites. And as I said earlier, a hug in a bowl, perfect for fall. It's just so creamy and satisfying. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to subscribe, as I'm going to be making lots of new Disney recipes in the future and bringing the magic of the parks into our home kitchens. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!